Okay, so I think I've figured out the ball bounce a little better. And if you can see my two examples here. I'm going to show you frame by frame what I did. I've gotten some feedback. I got some feedback. Peter, thank you. Peter, who made the program, he created Pivot, commented, and he just mentioned a little bit about the gravity of the ball, which was a good point. Basically, when the ball's going back up, it would actually wouldn't be as fast. And I sort of have the ball accelerating when it's going up, which it shouldn't do. The ball doesn't accelerate when it's moving upward and gravity's pulling down on it. So, although if you slam the ball down hard enough, it does actually come up. I think it just depends on how, like, the force you're using. So I think there's a lot of different ways to animate that, but that definitely makes sense. Like, for especially for this first one here on the left. But and then I did this more advanced one here where it's going between the legs, which a student, Leonard, thank you, Leonard, did, and I took his idea and made my own version of it. Okay, so real quick, just how do we get to this? Step one, we're going to get our character, and we need to create basic objects. So I'm going to go File, Create Figure Type. Number one, click on this button here to toggle segment type. Don't click on the circle. That causes problems because you can't click off of it until you can't do anything else until you click and drag a circle out, and then it gets complicated. So I'm going to go File, New. In fact, File, New is a great way to start it. Click on this to turn it to a circle. Then click here on or type F for fill. And then for color, you can hit H if you like shortcuts. And then orange, we're going to make the basketball orange. And there we go. We have a ball. So let's add that to the animation, or you can save it so you can reuse it later. I'm going to add to animation, and I'm just going to call it BB for basketball. There we go. Now we have a basketball. Number two, that basketball is really big. I'm going to hold the Control CTRL key. It's in the bottom left or right of your keyboard, and make it a little smaller. I'm going to zoom in using my roller. The roller on your mouse will let you zoom in and out. And I'm going to put that in the character's hand. Last thing I want a floor for it to bounce off. You could just bounce it off the bottom of the screen. I like having a floor, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you in a second. I'm gonna bend his arm a little and put the ball up here, and File, Create Figure Type, or Control Alt F. And now I'm going to go File, New, and just take the line that it gives me. If it doesn't give you a line, switch it back to a line. Take the orange dot, put it over to this side, hold Control, drag it over. You can see what angle you're at. I try to get it to 0, so it's flat. And then I'm going to add to animation. I'm going to call it Floor. It doesn't matter what you call it, as long as it has a different name. Also, I would suggest changing some of the colors. So maybe I'll make this gray to be like cement, like a cement court. And then I'm going to put my character in front of that. So clicking on this button will make it come to the front. It's on top, and then the basketball is under. There you go. I've created my basic things. You can add a custom character, and I'm going to switch over and let you see the work that I did. So we're going to start with this one. Okay. I'm going to hit stop here. I am running this at, actually, I think 30. I'm the highest speed here. And I'm going to show you. I added in-betweens. I'm going to turn those off just for the sake of, if you're using an older version of Pivot, that's going to get rid of the in-betweens. The in-betweens are awesome, though. That's very fast now. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Okay, so let's look at my individual frames. Here we go. Frame 1, ball's in hand, level like it's getting ready to push down. Okay, there's the next frame. See, the hand is still connected to the ball, and it moved a tiny distance here. Okay, now it's moving. If you notice the distance here, it moved a little bit further. And if you don't see this shadow, you need to go to Edit, Options, and make sure that you have your onion skins on. In fact, I'm going to turn it to 4 just for fun here so I can see a little bit more. Okay, then it goes down. It moves a little bit more. It's moving more. The hand keeps moving. The hand keeps following because the hand follows through in its motion. The ball is picking up speed. You can see that it's going even further each time. Then it hits the ground. And the hand is slowing down because the hand is going to start coming back up. So now the hand starts a small movement up. The ball started a small movement up. Now this is where Peter mentioned I probably shouldn't have sped the ball up, and at this point I'm not going to try and fix that. Although I guess I could add a few more frames. Like I could just okay, I could pull it down. Sure, why not? And then right click insert, and actually I'm not going to do that. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble if I do that. Well, let's hit play. Let's see. I still like how it looks. So there's that one. You can see the frames. I'm going to just advance through the frames so you can see them. You can freeze it if you want. I'm using the greater than and less than sign, or the comma and period, to move forward and backwards in animation. And I think that's a key to getting better animation, is to really move forward and backwards and look at each frame. And if it looks smooth when you're keying through it like that, it's definitely going to look better. The final result is going to look a lot better. So now let's take a look at the other animation, which was the more advanced one that I did. And this one features the ball actually kind of passing between the legs. I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm just going to show you every frame here. So frame 1, frame 2, same thing. Hand is connected. It's pushing down. It's going faster. The hand keeps going. The hand follows through and goes all the way kind of down towards the body while the ball is falling. Okay, the ball picks up speed, hits the ground, does a small motion first, then comes back up. I'm imagining he hit it down pretty hard, so it's coming up at a equal or faster speed. Then the hand is moving up to sort of catch it. And then I wanted to move it out. The hand needed to go out more, sorry, this way, so that it could push it back down between the legs. So I kind of had him taking it and pushing it so it goes between the legs. Now, right now, the ball is in front of his body, but right when it goes to the next frame, I'm going to click this button here, which lowered the ball. So it was now behind his leg, and it has that appearance that it went through his legs. That gives that illusion. And then the other hand came up to catch it. Notice both hands were still, I was even moving this hand at the same time as this hand, because if you ever watch someone play basketball, there's kind of this motion where, well, you can't see me, where both hands are moving at the same time. Like one drops it, the other is coming back up. So I wanted to get that motion. By the way, YouTube is your friend. Look up slow motion videos of actions that you want to emulate. Okay, and I put it back through, and then it wasn't perfect, but it worked. The illusion worked, and then it starts over, and I moved it back so it came back to the exact spot that it started in. By the way, I literally went to the first frame of this animation, and I clicked on the character and the ball, and I hit Control C, and I went to the first frame, and I pasted it. And by pasting it, I got the result that I was looking for. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. That is the Boxful animation, a faster version, and you got both versions. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have other suggestions or you want to share your video. All right, have a great day.